Okay, this video is intended to be helpful specifically for people that are buying these for being able to use the 1/4-inch hole on the bottom. I bought these intending to be able to use them for a backup light that I could easily throw in my bag for when I'm doing street photography. So we have the VL120, the VL196, which is RGB, and the VL200. The 120 and 200, they're both just bicolor. I actually really recommend the smaller one. So the problem here is that these 1/4-inch holes on the bottom, they are not actually threaded deep enough to even use the supplied accessory. So both of the VL196 and the VL200 both came with this. They call it a ball head. I don't know why they chose to call it a ball head, but we'll call it a ball head. This one had a different fitting. I didn't like it because it's made out of metal, and I didn't want to install it on my camera for fear of scratching up my hot shoe. But in the case of these, the area that is threaded is so shallow that even with the supplied ball head, and I'm going tight here, try and go all the way down, it doesn't actually, even with a little piece of rubber that you may or may not be able to see, it's floppy. It doesn't stay still. And on both of these, they are this way. So this is a problem because I had intended to be able, when I'm out doing street photography alone, occasionally I approach strangers and we stop and I get a few poses out of them, but I work in very dark areas, and having the extra light's nice. It's a little more simplistic than carrying around a strobe or a flash and doing off camera, and more control than on camera. Again, this one also, the VL200, it's floppy. It's even floppier than that one. I do believe this is probably just a defect in manufacturing, which is why I'm making the video, to make them aware of it. But it's for that reason that I cannot give these more than 1 star, because I feel like I have a defective item, so I can't provide an accurate review. Once this issue is resolved, I might come back and do a more thorough video. Here we are on the VL120, which right now is my favorite, especially at the price point. It's much cheaper than the others. Even though it has less LEDs, it still gets you a very good amount of light for the size. I mean, look at this. It's the size of a wallet, legitimately. It's way smaller than my smartphone even. But I've got it screwed down good, and I still got room to go. Watch this. I got a little more movement out of it, even after it was settled. It actually contacts the rubber. So it would seem that the 1/4-inch threads on the bottom of this one are absolutely fine. I'm going to go leave a separate review for the VL120 because I personally would give that a 5 out of 5. But until these mistakes are fixed, I can't give these a good rating, because for my personal use, I did in fact want to be able to use them not just with this ball head, but with selfie sticks, with any of my tripods. The only thing I could come up with is I might be able to, well, I know I will be able to. I need to go get myself some kind of rubber, and I'll probably use some double-sided adhesive and then just stick a piece of rubber on here. I do like the RGB. It's more than the VL200. The VL196 maybe doesn't put out quite as much light because some of those LEDs are dedicated strictly for use with the RGB, and then you have the other bicolor lights that are separate. But it has a really good output. Even though there's only 108 of the bicolor lights, I feel like it's probably on par with this. I'll have to do some actual testings with setting the white balance, and that's another thing I also need to talk about. The white balance between all 3 of these is completely different. The LCD screen on these, it will allow you to shoot from a range of, I forget what their lowest number is, but it's like 2500 up to 9000. I can set both of these at the same setting, and they will be slightly different in the color accuracy. That was another problem I had. The VL200, they don't advertise a CRI on the listing, but when you get it, the paper inside actually does list it as CRI 90, greater than or equal to 90. The VL196 is a 95 plus. I think they're the same. Like, I don't think either one of them has a decent representation. I feel like this one may be the best. This is also CRI 95. But yeah, this little guy is actually my favorite. I really do like the RGB colors that come out of this, but until they fix these defects, I can't give them a reasonable rating. So I hope that helps you guys. If I don't get a decent response, I'm already planning on sending this one back. I'm probably going to keep the RGB one because I think I will be able to get much use out of it. Like I said, I'm just going to either apply a strip of rubber. I have a tap and die set, but I'm afraid to try to tap this hole out any further because it is just set in there in the plastic. And you know, the pressure I might have to put on the tap is going to perhaps be excessive enough. It would just cause this plastic housing to break. I will say these feel pretty solid in the hand. I mean, they're a cheap item, and obviously the plastic's not going to be the best, but for the price, as far as the build quality on these, and I have dropped this little guy, but luckily I'm planning on keeping that one anyway. Dropped that on the floor from maybe waist height, still works. Didn't really do any damage to it. Awesome. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I'll make a more thorough review over the actual light output on these as soon as these defects are acknowledged.